Navigating 3D space in the scene view is an absolutely critical skill for working in Unity. Trying to create something in Unity without first mastering the skills would be like trying to learn how to draw without first learning how to hold a pencil. If you have never worked with other 3D creator tools before or played many 3D games, working in a 3D environment can be pretty challenging at first, but don't worry, you will get some practice here to set you up to success. In this session, we will get comfortable moving around the scene view through a short series of fun challenges in a playground scene. Now for this session, you can come into the project window and in Assets, you have Unity Profile Contents, double click to open it, come into the scene view and you have one file 1_playground navigation scene. Select this scene and double click to open this. Now temporarily I will switch off this camera overlay, and if I come over here and select the environment and double click on this, you can now see the entire environment is visible to you. Then select here the playground area, and if I double click it, you can see the entire playground area is visible. However, if you open the playground area, it consists of 4 segments here. One is the swing set. If I double click on swing set, I will just right click and tilt up a little, middle mouse click and pan up to see this better, and again right click and tilt up. So you are seeing the swing set area now. Double click on the picnic area, you have the picnic area present here. Then you have play structure, double click to see this. Then you have fire pit, double click to see this. Now if you come back to playground area and if you double click, you will see the entire view. In this session, we are going to discuss about the fly through mode. The fly through mode means if I right click and turn, you can pan in different direction. But now if I press W, you are going to move forward. If I press A, you move left. If I press D, you move right. And when this movement is happening, if you feel this movement to be very fast, you can roll the middle mouse back to reduce the speed. So this is going to move slowly. See, as I move it back, the speed of the zoom and zoom out is going to decrease. And if I roll the mouse forward, the speed is going to increase. So I can control the speed. Now here, when I press W, I move forward, S, I move backward, A, I move left, D, I move right. And similarly, if I press Q, you are going to move down, E will move you up. Say I can move up and tilt down and see the top view like this, or press Q and as I am coming down, I can tilt up like this. Again, I will press E and move up and I will come up here. So this is the way I can navigate, and just practice and move around the playhead like this by using this WASD key and try to navigate correctly. If I press Q, I am going down, E, I will go up. So just practice this navigation. I am just right clicking and pressing W to move, and as I am moving, if I turn, I can change the direction. So I will stop the right click. For your reference, if you come into Unity Profile Contents, there is a text file created here, shortcut cheat sheet. If I click on this, on the right inspector, you can see the various shortcuts that you can use. Now in this playground navigation scene, if I click on the play button, now one thing you can observe is at the bottom you are seeing an error. You can see the error, and if you come into the console window, you can see the error appearing. I will stop the playback and let us fix this error. We call this process as debugging. Whenever you are working, if there is any error in your game, that will be highlighted in the console window, and if the error color is red, this means that this is an error which you have to resolve for the game to continue. Now, in this case, the problem that we are facing is the Unity input class is now not used in the latest Unity version. To fix this problem, I will come into Edit, I will come into Project Setting, and you have here Player Setting. Coming into Player Setting, you have one other setting here. Open other setting, and if you scroll down, as you scroll down here, you can see you will have a setting here called as Active Input Handling. Right now, this Active Input Handling is set to New. You just click on this option and choose the option Both and click on Apply. Unity engine is now going to restart. Now once this restarts, close the project settings, and now if I click the play button and check the game, you can now see there are no errors and it is asking you to enter 4-digit code. Say I typed some code like 1234 and it is giving an error. And now our next mission is to find out what is this code. This code is hidden in our playground, and I will roll the mouse back and I will zoom out. I will right click and I just move around the scene like this, and now our first code is in the swing set, and if I move in the swing set here, I will press D and move to the side, and you can see on the back side of the swing set I got the first number, and the number here is 2. Now for the second number, I have to turn and move towards this heat area over here, and you are seeing this heater here, the grill, and the second number is hidden inside this grill. So I will right click, and as I move inside, you can now see the second number is 0. First number is 2, second number is 0. Now next here, I will again right click, press S and move back. And now for the third code, I will come into this play structure, and now here I want to turn around and orbit around the play structure. Now select the play structure and double click to zoom it. Now press Alt, and if you left mouse click with Alt press, you are going to now orbit all around this play structure like this. So if required, I will roll the mouse and move back like this, press Alt and turn around, and you can orbit around the selected object. Remember, if you want to orbit around a selected object, first select the object, press F or double click on this, and then press Alt and press the left mouse, and you are going to orbit around the structure. And in this structure, if you just move down, if you right mouse click and if you press W and zoom in, if I press A and move down, you can now see, I will move down, press S and come down. You can see the third number here. I will just zoom in, and I will just press Q to come down, and if I tilt up, the third number is again 0. Now to get the fourth number, I will right click, press S and move out. I will press E and move up like this, turn around, and now for the third number, I am now going to come to the fire pit, double click on the fire pit. See, now you are seeing the fire pit. It is reverse tilted, right click, and if you just rotate around, you can bring it back to its original position like this. If I press Q and come down, see, this number that you are seeing is not correctly visible, because right now we are seeing this in a perspective view. Now here, if I want to understand this number, then I have to come here in the Gizmo area, right click, and I am going to choose front view, and I will middle mouse click and pan up, and I am now going to right click and switch off perspective. So when I switch off perspective, now you can see the number correctly. Instead of front, I will right click and go to the back view, and in the back view I can see this number correctly. So now we are now able to identify the fourth number. So with all the four numbers identified, now if I play the game and when it asks for the digit code, if I enter this four number 2004, you can immediately see that we have successfully got the required code. Now I will stop the playback. So here in our scene, when we are working, we can right click and turn around and move around in orbit and move around in any direction like this. But if you want to see it from a specific direction, then you can use this gizmo. I already told that to make this gizmo visible in this bottom overlay tab, you have this orientation. You can off or on from here. I will right click, and if I choose the top view, you are going to see this from the top view. And there are two types of views here. Right now the view that you are seeing is called as isometric view. Isometric view means, in this case, all the object, whether it is near or far away, appears of the same size. However, if I right click here and enable perspective, you can now see that the object which are away appears smaller and the object which are closer appears bigger. Now to practice 3D navigation and fly through better, we have put up some gaming object using which you can actually practice this better. So to assess this, come into this playground area and double click it so that you have the complete playground area view over here. Right click on this gizmo and enable perspective. Then right click and just turn up like this. Press Q to come down. When you press Q with right mouse press click, you will come down like this. So this is the view. I will press yes and I will move back. Now for our navigation, if you come into the hierarchy, there is a grayed out object here called as rings. And this rings is grayed out because although it is in the hierarchy, it is not visible on the scene, because if you come to the inspector, this rings is disabled. How do you know it is disabled? You have a checkbox next to the ring and it is off. Now to enable these rings, just click on this checkbox and now the rings will be enabled. You can see the rings at all the 6 corners of this playground. If you open rings, you can see that actually there are 7 rings here. Now what I want you to do is, in this session, I want you to navigate through the rings one by one. The very first method we are going to use is, I am going to select ring 1, bring the mouse in the scene view and press F. Now press Alt, left mouse and turn around, and now you can see you are in this ring view. Now I will right click and if I press W, I move through this. Then I select the second ring, again press F, Alt left click to turn around like this, right click and press W to move through this. Then I will select the third ring, again press F, Alt left mouse click, I will turn like this, right click and press W to move through this. I will right click and slightly zoom it, and now I can select the fourth ring, again press F, Alt left mouse to turn around, then right click W to move through this. I will move a little more closer and then select this fifth ring and press F, Alt left mouse to orbit around it, right click and press F. And similarly now select the sixth ring here, press F, Alt left mouse to turn around, then right click and W, and finally select the 7th ring, press F, Alt left mouse to turn around and right mouse click and click on W. So, this is one type of navigation. The other type of navigation that you can do is, I will right click and I will press W, and as I am moving, by moving the mouse, I will adjust the position, and just like in games you go around, I will lift up, I will move up, and I will come into this. So, like this I can move around just by right clicking, moving the mouse, I will move back, moving the mouse, and by W I am just I will press Q to come down, then W to moving. So, this is another type of navigation. So, just practice these two navigations so that you will have a better control on how to navigate in the scene just by right clicking and using the WASD keys.